parking spot.
How's it going?
Good to see you. Crazy impressive.
Need the force.
Money people. Good to see you. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. What? Okay, just pulling in to Union headquarters here in Lake Como, and oh my god, I was expecting, I don't know what I was expecting, but not a building like this. Oh my, wow. They're based here in Lake Como in Italy. I got someone here to meet me.
What up, Mark? How's it going?
Good to see you. So, ladies and
you
gentlemen, this is Riley Goodwin from, where are you from?
I'm from Seattle, Washington originally,
Seattle.
but
Okay.
we're
Seattle.
full-time Italians at this point.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how's your Italian?
Terrible.
All right, that's good. Me too. That makes two of us. We can I can order food. What else can you do?
Order a beer?
Can you swear?
Oh, just a little bit.
Yeah,
we'll save that
I
for
can
a
swear
later
pretty
time,
well
though.
in Italian. That's about it. But this is unreal. This is top notch. When did you guys finish this facility?
We finished this facility in 2020, so kind of late 19, and then right in 2020 is when people were first starting to come in. Almost 5 years into the building now, and
sick.
We got a solid crew here. The sun's poking out,
Dude,
the mountains
like
behind us.
that's
Closest resort to here is this little one called Pescigallo. It's like 30 minutes from here.
Oh,
just like
sick.
a little lift at the bottom, T-bar at the top. Super fun, like cool terrain. And then the other local spot is Medesimo, and that's like an hour from here, but it's super fun. Yeah.
Cool. So it's similar to Mothership. You have like, you could like build something here in the morning and test it in the afternoon if you wanted to.
All day.
Nice.
That's what we do.
Sick. Now this is also like crazy impressive. I mean, this I guess is what you would expect with a new building, but like, yeah, some wow factor here for the snowboard world.
Definitely. We got the large scale Travis spine here in the background, a little bit of inspiration as we come into work every morning.
Crazy.
Coffee lounge down here. So I think
that's like the world's largest artsy schematic.
I think first stop on our tour, we are gonna head into the testing, the lab here.
And I see like employees everywhere. About how many employees are in here on a given day?
Any given day, we're around like 20 people at the moment, and that kind of fluctuates depending on if we, have extra people in town coming from the Seattle office or our other offices. Right now, we're in the prototype testing facility, so this is where every single union binding gets tested. We do testing as we're designing and building new products, and then we also batch test along the way. So as we're producing bindings for what's coming to stores, we're testing each cycle along the way as we're building them, just to make sure everything's... So over here we have the pull test. We don't have a binding in it right now, but this is going to be the force that's pulling against your straps. So testing to make sure your straps are staying on your board, everything's connected, you're not coming flying off. Next one here, we got the flex test machine. This is going to put every binding through a cycle of flex testing.
Wait a second, what's going on there?
Oh, shoot.
Sweet.
Flex test machine, it's putting the binding front, backwards, side to side. We test it, we get all the information so we can rate it on a flex scale of 1 to 10, kind of giving the end user an idea of what their binding's flex rating is going to be. Also doing a bit of durability testing, so you can put it through 100 cycles, 1,000 cycles, 10,000 cycles, and make sure something's going to have the longevity that it needs to.
Sick.
Also, all the parts that are in here, first they go into our freezer. So everything's kept cold here before we test it. That way it's a real world condition. We know what it's going to act like on the mountain. Over here we have the...
You're going to break stuff with this.
Maybe the most fun machine of all.
This looks like a torture machine. I love it.
We got the snatch test, as they call it. Basically, it's going to hook up to the back of the binding right where the heel cup is, where your ankle straps would be connected. And the idea is to see what amount of weight and pressure it's going to take before the disc or the base plate is going to break. And so every single product, to make sure that it's rated to our safety levels before it goes on snow, first it's tested in here so we get an idea of how strong it is. And again, we're doing that while we're building the product from the start, and then we're batch testing along the way just to make sure.
Consistent weight, Different
and then
heights, which is a unit of force.
Exactly,
Yeah.
bumping it up as you go along. So we always start at the bottom, test it, and then you get it up to the level and at which it breaks. And then we note that, write it all down, and that's kind of the information that we make sure we're taking away. Let's see over here, we got the last of the test machines. This is the impact test. So you load a high back in here vertically, and then this is basically like a big hammer. You're gonna drop it down, swing through the high back. Kind of maybe the same impact that your high back might have from like a chairlift bashing into it. So again, the idea of making sure the high back is strong enough to withhold a certain amount of force that one, the rider's putting into it, two, unforeseen things like a chairlift smashing into the back of it. We want to make sure the product's going to be solid through and through. On from the testing room, might have to ask Andrea or Angelo to open a door here. All right, next we're going into our 3D printer prototype lab. So this is something that, you know, we've been 3D printing binding parts for, I don't know, almost probably 8 years now. Used to be on this super small 3D printer, and we were basically just printing to be able to see what something looks like before you create a final mold and send it out and inject the first parts, and then you get them back. At this point, we're on kind of a different level here. So a little loud in here.
Oh,
hopefully you guys are able to hear. But currently printing some parts. So this room has 2 printers, both HP 3D printers. On this side is where we print soft parts, so things like ankle straps, toe straps, ladders, anything that's going to have some flex to it. And then over on this side, we have more of the solid printed parts, which would be your base plates, your high backs, heel cups, things like that. And so the unique thing for us is, before we were only able to 3D print just to be able to see what it looks like, and at this point we're 3D printing fully rideable prototype parts. So with this 3D printed base plate, we can attach the rest of the parts to it, take it, put it on snow, test it, get an idea of how it's going to ride and how it's going to feel, then come back, make some tweaks and adjustments upstairs, print another one for the next day, head straight back to the hill and get another round of testing. So you can really, if you have, you know, 5 days here, you can tweak, adjust, fine tune, and really figure out the details that you want to do.
And that used to be, knowing from experience, that used to be like huge investment. You had to like make the mold first, commit, go for it. If it didn't work, scratch that mold, and it was thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
engineers hated you.
We're also talking months and months.
And months in between prototyping.
Now we're talking minutes and hours.
Yeah,
you know, you can
crazy.
really just dream something up, print it out, put it in the field, and like, you know, we have riders like Torstein, who's riding a 3D prototype the entire winter. So he's got a 3D printed base plate with some other components mounted to it that he's been testing while he's riding at Natural Selection, while he's filming for his latest movie. I mean, the 3D printed parts are pretty bonkers.
Sweet. Yeah, that's relatively new, that the 3D printed stuff's usable.
Yeah, usable and rideable.
Used to just be a visual model.
Exactly. Yeah, this is kind of the next
Crazy.
level. From here, we're gonna move past our timeline.
Oh, sweet.
Timeline's a nice stop by, you know?
Yeah.
The brand started back in 2004, essentially, is when kind of the first ideas of what Union was going to be are taking shape. It's when Martino was first starting to think about what the binding is going to look like, what's the purpose of the brand. And then from there, you can kind of see it take shape where him, George Kleckner, and Draplin are really shaping the foundation of Union here to start getting the logos dialed. 2006, we got our first print ad with Travis Parker at the DC Mountain Lab. Pretty iconic at that time to have the white bindings, like all white. It just stood out. 2007, we're starting to add to the team. You know, we got TJ, Breezy, Craven, Pompous. Team is starting to grow.
Sick.
2008 is where it really starts to kick into gear. We get Danny Cass on the team, 2-time Olympic gold medalist.
Silver.
Silver, ooh.
2-time silver. All good though.
We can re-record that.
That's all good.
Bondage drops in 2009, so again, Danny kind of taking the brand to a different level there. Moving on, you know, 2010 is when Union's really starting to experiment with some new innovative materials. At that time we were using Metafuse nanotechnology, which was this coated heel cup. It was super, super light. Protect our winters and boarding for breast cancer. People that we partnered with back in 2011 and are still partners with till today.
Oh, then this guy.
Travis comes along, again, kind of knocks it out of the park and just takes Union to a different level and kind of elevates the whole thing, you know. I think on the product end too, Travis has been someone that from the start has just come in, looked at what we already had, figured out how we can improve it, given us some crazy ideas, some incredible ideas.
I bet some crazy ideas.
And everything in between, but I mean, you can see from then, he started out, I think the first binding he was on was an Atlas, and now you see the Falcorn where it's taken shape and transformed, and it's just a totally different level of product.
Cool.
2013, we opened up a brand new facility in China. It's kind of our second stage of manufacturing for Union. And then in 2014, and something that we'll get into a bit more later, we partnered with Lamborghini, the ACLS lab, and we started working on a new component for Union using some innovative forged carbon material. So this is something that at the time only Lamborghini was really doing it for consumer production. Union was the first person to pull it into snow sports, and at this point we're still the only people using forged carbon in snowboard bindings.
Crazy.
2015, again, the team is really starting to stack up. We got Torstein and Kazu both signing in 2015, and then shortly after, we produced our first team movie, Stronger. That was a hell of a year for my liver. But no, super fun team project, and we haven't done a team movie since, but kind of gets us thinking maybe it's time for another one. 2017, we introduced Union's first split board binding. That was the Expedition at the time, and since 2017 we've just been slowly improving the binding. We went to a pinless system in the past couple of years, but it all started back in 2017 with the Expedition. 2018, we're working on, again, new materials, kind of pushing the evolution of dampening for bindings. We brought out a new material called Fused Vapor Light, and it's like a super rubber-like material on the bushing of the binding. And that really changed just how the snowboard feels on the snow. It really dampens and smooths out everything. So again, kind of pushing the innovation, finding new materials to work with. Streamlined production in 2019. We reworked a lot of our material sourcing, everything located super close to both of our production facilities. In 2020, we're making more investments. That's the room that we just went into, the 3D printing room. That was kind of getting that 3D printer back in 2020 was really when we're starting to kind of crank out the bindings and really get some new prototypes on snow. And here we are today in the same building that we're talking about as the investment on the timeline. So
that's a good, 20 years, man.
20 years.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's been a ride. All right, next up, we're moving into the warehouse.
Hey, look at that surprise! I love this. Like, look at this, the branding and like the colorways and everything in here. Like, it's like so Union. It's awesome. That's a big room.
All right, out here we got the warehouse. This is where all of the bindings for Europe are distributed from. It's also where some of the bindings that are manufactured right here in Italy are shipping to the globe from. So at this moment, it looks like we're sitting a little bit low, but we still got quite a few bindings out here getting ready to ship out.
And you, like, this room gets like full, then empty, then full, then empty, then full, then empty?
Floor to ceiling, and then out. Another container in, floor to ceiling, out. Just constantly getting the bindings out to the shops. All right, next up on the tour, we're coming into the forged carbon production area.
So you do the forged carbon here now?
Yeah, any forged carbon binding part is made and produced in-house in this facility here in Italy.
Crazy.
So no outsourcing, every single binding part is made here.
Crazy.
For the forged carbon. So Atlas FC, the high back, the Charger FC, the heel cup, the Falcor, the high back, the disc cover.
The disc covers, yeah.
So, looks like we're working on some new disc covers today. This is going to be the Atlas Pro disc cover. This is a raw one that hasn't been trimmed up yet. And then
Now
we got
that is a press. Holy shit. Holy. It's like making waffles. Sorry, man. Cool. So this is, if I'm not mistaken,
that's the forged carbon before it goes into the
so
press.
this would be technically layers of pre-preg carbon. Pre-preg means pre-impregnated with resin. So it's like sticky. We used to have this like licorice stuff called black bart. Feels like a black bart right now. But yeah, sticky, almost like tar-like. And one of these becomes, I'm guessing,
one of these.
One of those. Wow. Amazing.
So super
cool.
lightweight, super stiff. This is definitely for high performance.
And he's watching, like, we got
40 second more.
40 seconds?
Yeah.
Perfect. Sorry, you just let me in here to look. Unbelievable.
Fun fact, Mirko here makes every single forged carbon
Every
part
one.
for every binding in the world. It's made by Mirko.
Okay, Mirko, you gotta like have your name scratched into every piece, eh? Your initials. There we go, here come the waffles. Damn. Love it. Look, you even spray it with the like waffle oil. Stoner spray. It is stoner spray. Look at that. Oh, it's stoner spray. Awesome, dude. Thank you so much. That's rad. This is so sick. This is like nerd paradise, man. I love this stuff.
Kind of did this one a little backwards, but before the forged carbon goes into the press, we actually start over here. So the forged carbon is on a roll or in a sheet. It goes through our CNC plotter.
It cuts those rectangles.
Yeah, if you're making a rectangle for like a disc cover, it's pretty simple shape, but something like the Falcor high back that has a bit more of the design line and intricate, they cut out exactly the shape to go into the press, so we're not wasting material.
And it's okay to have it out of the, I know usually pre-preg glass or carbon is refrigerated.
Yeah, we have a refrigerator right next door that we can hook our heads into after this, but this one is out here for today. I think they're probably going to roll it through in a couple hours. So.
Sweet.
Then we got a little, I don't know if we can show this, but we'll record it anyways.
You tell me, maybe
a little
not.
bit of top,
I'll just stay like this.
A little bit of top secret binding assembly going on. So,
oh wow.
This binding, it's a new one. We won't say the name.
I won't say,
but,
don't say anything about it. If you don't want to, don't say anything about it.
No,
but I'll tell you, it's pretty crazy.
We can give you a little hint. We're talking forged carbon base plate, ultra lightweight, assembled in Italy. The thing is, it's gonna be next level. Put it with the Megadeth.
Oh my God, dude, it weighs nothing. I can't show it. Apparently I can't show it, so I won't.
Today.
Really light, crazy. Dude, that's really cool. That's pretty, yeah, it's super unique, really different. That's gonna be cool. I bet you, hopefully we'll get one of those soon to shred.
I think we're gonna have some before we know it.
Nice.
Easily by winter.
And there's a bunch of boards out here.
Yeah, so we also, from the Union headquarters, we also ship all the e-com for Europe for both Capita and Union. So any of the direct online orders coming for Capita and Union, we're shipping direct from our office here in Delevio.
Cool. Sick. Oh, it's always good to have some snowboards in here.
During the summer, my personal favorite room, I mean, summer in Italy is beautiful, but holy hell is it hot. Sometimes I like to take a little break in here. You just come in, lock the door.
Dude, it's so fiberglass resiny.
It's freezing.
It's really cold.
You
But that is like
get a little bit of a head rush.
I'm getting itchy, like just kind of being in here because this smell is usually associated with working with fiberglass.
But
so that I can tell, I can see it right now.
This is where all the forged carbon is stored.
It's the forged carbon. Cool. So rad. That is cold as hell in there.
It's where bindings come in and bindings go out.
Look at the mountains back there too. Like, it keeps going up forever. Like, pretty spectacular.
Hashigalo, that way.
Sick.
The Daisy Mill, that way. All right, next, we're moving on to a very special room. Maybe my favorite room in the building. We're going into the restricted Union Custom House room.
Oh my God. What? So I've been to a lot of different factories and everywhere. I've never seen such a pro setup, man. It's like a museum. So what do we have? What am I looking at? Because there's a lot going on.
So we use this room for a couple purposes. First and foremost, the vault, the Union Custom House Archive. This is kind of a showcase of every custom house project that we've done along the years. So this is collaborations with brands like Air Blaster, Danny Cass Pro Models,
Fiat.
Yeah, back in the beginning, Fiat. Kind of
Oh
incredible.
man, there's the Danny Casses.
Yeah, you get a nice little look back.
Oh my God, look
The
at those.
history
It's crazy.
History of Danny Cass bindings. I mean, the one with the danglies, kind of next level. I don't know why
It
we
is
don't,
next
why we
level.
don't still do that.
With the grenade, man. So sick. Oh, you can see the reflection of the GoPro, sorry.
We got the legendary first edition PBRs. If you got a pair of those, hang on to them. Vans bindings. One of my favorites, personally. The
Cobra Dogs. I mean, we actually sold all these really quick. Yeah.
Cobra Dogs was just that was a time in life.
Government camp, man. Govy.
We got the Capita Stay Badass. When those came out, I personally got 2 ass heel
Yeah,
cups.
of course, as you
Why not?
should. Yeah.
What do we got? We got Crab Grab, more Danny Cass. I mean, it's kind of endless. Another great one up there.
Oh my God. I actually think I might have seen these. So Johan is one of the founders early on in the day. He's a Seattle-based individual and pretty classic, as you can see. Oh, that's funny. That's great. Yeah,
And then,
this is unreal.
I mean, the salmon arms. Nick, shout out Nick Haringa. Man, I miss you. My Canadian friends.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, it's just so nice in here.
And then, yeah, the rest of the room, typically we use it as kind of a showroom space. Sometimes we host sales meetings in here. At certain parts of the year, we're using it as kind of like a war room. When we get all the new colors in, we're doing color selects in here. It's where we'll dump everything out on the floor, take a look at what colors are coming for next season, make a selection of what we're putting in next year's lineup.
Gorgeous. Cool. Like, this is like kind of like a inspirational building to be in versus
It is,
coming
man.
to some
It's,
dodgy workplace, you know?
No, it's definitely when you walk in the front door, you get the feeling of like, I want to be here. I want to do some shit today.
Nice.
All right, moving on to the upstairs here. All right, over here we have our design and engineering offices. So at Union, we're super proud all of our design and engineering is done in-house. So you got some of the designers on this side, engineers over there working on that weird binding. I don't know what they're doing.
Oh, I think I know this guy. Like, I've seen him before. I've seen this guy before, so I know this is Martino. And I've had dinner with him and got to snowboard with him in Nelson. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you
For
so much
visiting.
for having, making snowboarding a better place for us.
Thank you. Thank you.
I won't put him on the spot.
Say hello to Shane.
There we go. All right, Shane. Shout out Shane. Awesome.
Ciao.
All right, finishing off here. We've got kind of our administration, customer service offices. So these are people that are doing customer service for the Globe, answering your questions about bindings, also helping with shipments to both our distributors and our shops and direct to consumer.
This is all the like background work I have no idea about in business.
Yeah,
like I just want to like design stuff and then and then escape.
And then down here at the end, you know, we got the people that keep the lights on, the finance department.
Yeah, that's good. You sell these? I need something like this at home. Hey everyone, yeah, I'm super obviously impressed. This place is unbelievable, especially like building their own facility. All the tech stuff that's in here is really incredible. Thank you so much, Riley and Martino, for letting us come in here and do a quick tour of the Union facility here in, what's the name of this town?
Delebbia.
Delebbia.
Delebbia, Italy.
It's essentially, I spent the night last night on Lake Como and drove here in like 8 minutes. So like a wonderful, inspiring place to have binding company. Thanks so much, everyone. We'll see you next time on the Riders Lounge.